And welcome everybody, and here we are back at the Den at the Sackville Arena in lovely lower Sackville, Nova Scotia, as we get set tonight. It will be the start of the East Coast Junior Lacrosse League Female Championship Series with your Wolves as the host for the East Shore Breakers, as this will be the first of a best of 5 series starting tonight. As we'll get set to go. As my name's Larry McVicker, as kids call me Larry Cherry, as I'll be happy to do my very best to let you know that when your favorite player's on the floor. I'll do my best to get all the names right as we get set to go here tonight. As Jason Mullen, our MC, looks like he's about to start, and we'll get as the players head to the bench. And here we go.
We'd like to say hello to all our fans who are streaming the game on Maritime Athletic Profiles. Especially one fan, Brian, we miss you. Come back soon, buddy. Before the open face-off, the Wolves Lacrosse Association will honor creators' name by presenting the acknowledgement of Mi'kmaq territory and Mi'kmaq honor song. Please, if you're able, rise and take off your head and direct your attention to the flags until it enters into the arena for the presentation of the acknowledgement and the honor song.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. Prior to the singing of our national anthem, the ECJWLL would like to acknowledge that the land on which we gather is the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. Acknowledging that we are in Mi'kmaq, the traditional ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq people, is a way of showing respect for and honoring our shared history and shared treaty relationship. Our relationship based on peace and friendship. It is very important that we continue to recognize our shared history.
as you're watching this on Maritime Athletic Profiles. And I want to thank the crew here for what a great job they do on this production. Makes me look good, and that's not an easy job. As starting us off for the Wolves will be Hovey coming in for the face-off. And I believe that'll be Batchilder on the other side. We'll see here. Actually, no, I believe that's St. Hilaire as we get set to start off. Hovey versus St. Hilaire. As a battle of wills off the face-off. Ball comes out of the zone. Batchilder looks to pick it up. Batchilder quickly up, looking for Collins, but the ball bounces into the corner. After it goes Hamilton for the Wolves. Wolves now bringing it out of the zone. Hamilton carries it up over. Ball pops free. There's Batchilder trying to get a hold of it. Batchilder coming right back down the floor. Batchilder head for the net. Calder after it, and Batchilder catches the inside of the post, and the Breakers start off quickly here at 19:30 remaining in the first period. And Eastern Shore jumps to an early 1-0 lead. As on the turnover, Batchilder penned down the floor, fades to the outside and catches just the inside of that post for the score. Here we go. Now we got Hamilton versus St. Hilaire at the face-off dot. Allen for the ball. Duck. Looking to come up with it. Still a loose ball. Duck has it for the Breakers. Passes it up to Batchilder. Batchilder across for Collins. Collins with the hurt. And Martin got a toe on that one to make the save. Collins for the Breakers. Back up with the ball again. Collins looking for some options. Wolves keeping them to the outside. Collins gets over to Batchilder. Batchilder being watched. Pick and a shot there. And Martin makes the save. Let's see who made that pick for the Breakers. That was a good play. Got Batchilder's shot away. Martin equal to the task. Breakers have possession from the corner. Batchilder puts it back up to for Collins, but that's misplay. As Hanrahan trying to get the ball back. Collins still with Collins hits. Fires a shot and a save by Martin. Martin controls that. Martin looks to mail it down. Looking for James. Loose ball comes to Coffin out the net, and Heaslip forced to make her first save of the night. Now Heaslip look for a quick out. Up to Hailstone. Hailstone met by Coffin. As the 10 seconds expires in the zone. Coffin picks up the loose ball over to Hovey. Hovey fades in. Hovey can't get the clear shot. Passes that back to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen in. Fire shot. Blocked in front. Van Bilzen back up with the loose ball. 15 seconds left on the clock. On the shot clock, that is. Van Bilzen's that shot high over the crossbar. Loose ball coming back down the other way. That'll bed back over center. But number 6, Wizen coming right on it right away. McRae able to force her to the outside. Ball passed back up. Picked up by Townsend. Townsend over to 19. That's Gabby London with the shot. Martin got enough on that to send it out of play. So that'll be Breakers ball. Breakers. All Breakers so far in this early game, leading 1-0. But now that one's deflected back over center. So Hayward will start off with possession for the Wolves from the corner. Hayward looking for the cross pass. That gets deflected wide, and Duck right onto that. Duck coming down. Nice job by Hust. Pops the ball free. Duck still after it, though. Duck able to come back up with again. It looks like we've got a penalty coming. Probably a tripping call from the looks of things. As Duck back on the floor again as the Wolves take possession. Well, we get the call, and Hayward heads to the box. As we'll see what the call here is from the official. Slashing's the call. Don't see that too often. As the Breakers in the lead, 1-0. Batchilder will start them off. 5-on-4 advantage to Collins. Collins up top, off to the corner for Mills. Mills plays it back down low. Back up to Mills. Mills, she's attacked right away by Hamilton. Collins able to keep it in play. Collins across to St. Hilaire, but that's picked up by Nora Haas, and she's back down the floor. Haas on the penalty kill. Ball's popped free, comes back up over center, so that'll be Breakers' ball. As Batchelder looks to start off the Breakers, being watched by Dietrich. Batchelder up top then. Collins, her shot, saved by Martin. She'll gather that back in. Martin killing the penalty. She'll fire that the length of the floor. Minute 16 remains in the Wolf penalty as Heaslip gives that over to Collins. Now down to a minute left. Ticks down as Collins back over center. Collins, 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Over to Batchelder. Batchelder coming in. Hard shot there, and that goes wide. Picked up by London. London trying to find a way back towards the net. London plays it back up top for Collins. Collins in with a shot, saved by Martin. And she controls it back into the crease. Martin. Outlet pass. As Hovey gets rid of it down the floor. Up to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen taking it wide, killing off time. 30 seconds left. As Van Bilzen taking away stick and all as Reynolds coming back in. Reynolds being watched by McRae. Reynolds in with the shot. And Martin reaches back and keeps the ball out of the net. As, the ball's stuck in behind her somewhere. They gotta get possession. There we go. As McRae plays that over towards McPherson. Duck able to come up with the ball. Duck right back in. Duck plays it off to St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire now looking as McPherson makes contact right there. St. Hilaire for the Breakers. Pass that across for Collins. Collins. Ball's popped free and picked up now the other way. Here comes Coffin. Coffin rolls off a hit. Coffin in. Fires that in. A big save by Heaslip. Heaslip pass back up to Collins for the Breakers. Collins, she's met at center right away as Hovey forces the ball back over. Now Hovey coming in. Hovey's got, but they're calling it. We'll see what the call is here. As it looks like Collins is heading to the box. As delay a game. I believe that's the single. And the Wolves down by 1. 14-21 remaining in the first period. Will go on the 5-on-4 advantage. James starting off the Wolves. James pass that over to Van Bilzen on the corner. Van Bilzen down low for Hovey. Hovey plays it behind the net for Dietrich. That's a new play we haven't seen yet to see it. And return back to James, but that comes back across center. As it'll be Breakers' ball. As number 8, McMillan starts off the Breakers. She passes off to Batchelder. Batchelder trying to find a route in towards the net. Stood up there by Mullen. Batchelder tries to pass into Townsend. Goes into the corner. Picked up by Mills. Mills rolls back out, looking back. But Mullen took away that. Now Mullen up with the ball and back over center as she waits for the offense to come on. Hands it off to Coffin. Coffin. Hamilton. Hayward, Haas, and Harker out for the Wolves. Hamilton up top. Hamilton being forced there by Duck. Nice little pick by Harker. Shot that's deflected wide. Ball comes up front and picked up by Duck. Duck heading down the floor. Haas coming in. Duck heading for that. Duck shot. And a save by Martin. Jayla Martin had to be huge. And that's off the face there. And we'll get a penalty, another penalty to the Breakers coming. Quick shot in by Van Bilzen and a save. As Coffin takes possession back. It's almost worth it to give it back to them to get the 5-on-3. But 20 seconds left in the first penalty. It's Hamilton over to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen in with the shot. That's deflected off. Comes to Hovey. Hovey in around tight. Hovey, and her shot's deflected up and over the net as Dietrich comes in. Dietrich passes that off to Mullen with the shot and another save by Heaslip. as they'll take possession, and the delayed penalty will. As Batchelder heads to the box. Minus a twig. Oh, there it goes. That's a good number 12 on the officials. That's a nice view there. They can't really argue much about that one. High sticks the call. And here we go. James will start us off on the power play. Another 2-minute power play. Still 1-0 Breakers as the Wolves look to even that up right here. Hovey has to take that one off the board. She's challenged right away by Hailstone. That'll be illegal contact. Free possession. Hovey fakes the pass. Hovey in. Her shot. Better check the strings on that. That's the second one that's gone right over the net. As James up top again. James has a look. Pass across. So that's picked off. And here comes Duck again. Duck heading down the floor. Duck in behind on the Wolves. Duck in towards that shot. Another. And Martin got a piece of that one and sends it wide. Duck with 2 short-handed chances so far in this period. Pass that up to Hamilton. Abby Hamilton with Coffin, Hayward, Elder Hamilton, and Cadence Haas out for the Wolves. Hamilton down to Coffin. Back to the corner for Hamilton. Hamilton heading towards in. Her shot. That's deflected wide as Hayward picks that up. Hayward. Hard shot in. That's blocked in front. And picked up by Reynolds. Ball knocked free. Knocked free again as Wisdom's trying to get out of the zone. As Hayward gets possession for the Wolves. Hayward now. Pass that back off to Hamilton. Hamilton looking to the far corner, but we got a moving pick, it looks like the call. And it'll be a Breakers ball as he slipped from the net. Pass it out to Hailstone. Hailstone down the floor. It goes all the way down as McRae will give chase. She'll pick it up behind her own net. Now McRae coming back down the floor for the Wolves. 15 seconds left on the power play. That's Hannerhan. Passes that across for Hovey. Hovey takes it down to the corner. Hovey coming in towards the net. Hovey shot! And another save by Heaslip there. I don't think she saw it. But ball stayed out of the net. That's the most important thing. As Batchelder coming off, but that's stolen back by Coffin. Coffin rolls off hit. Coffin shot in. That bounces wide. Coffin trying to knock that one out of the air. To the corner. St. Hilaire after for the Breakers. As Coffin and St. Hilaire battle for that ball. Comes into the crease and Heaslip. Turn and Heaslip passes out to Duck. Duck coming over center for the Breakers. She'll hold up there. Has that one off to Batchelder, fresh off the bench. Batchelder looking for Collins in the slot. She got bumped and loose ball. Goes in behind the net. It looks like we got another penalty, a slashing call. As with that, we'll get our TV timeout. As in this very hot arena, goalie's looking for a drink of water, and with that, we'll say thank you to our first period sponsor, which is Uniglass Plus, with 2 locations, Dartmouth and Halifax, for all your auto glass upholstery and detailing needs. Thank you, Uniglass Plus. As we get set to go to the second half of the first period, with the Breakers leading 1-0 and heading on the power play. A 2-minute slashing call. Didn't quite catch. It was Coffin that's heading to the box. As, there you see one of the 2 rushes by Duck on the shorthanded. As we're looking here and see he slips in the net, and Martin heads back between the office between the posts as we get set to get back to action here. Good shot of Coach Tim giving some directions to the Breakers as we get set to go. 5-on-4 advantage Breakers for 2 minutes, hopefully the full 2 minutes, as Collins will start them off. Collins for the Breakers. Up top, pass off London. McMillan back to London. London back tops to Collins. Collins back to London. London Taking it down low. London cutting across. Shot. And that's a deflection. Collins. That's McMillan able to catch that back up. Collins with a shot. And she finds the corner. Collins gets the ball in, and that's a power play goal at 9:15. And this is not a situation I think the Wolves have found themselves in yet this season. They're down 2-0 early in this finals game. And the Breakers send the Wolves back to center court as it's Hovey versus St. Hilaire. Here we go, battle of wills. Well, still loose, but you can't you can't go over the white line until the ball's out of the circle. Up to Mullen, Mullen into low, Mullen shot! Saved by Hayslett as Duck able to come up. Duck looking to find Batchelder in behind. Can't take it cleanly. Batchelder in behind the net. Batchelder trying to come all the way around. Batchelder, low shot blocked by McPherson. Nicely done, Finley. Batchelder comes back up with the ball for the Breakers. She's met by Hannerhan. Cross now Collins for the Breakers. Up top being watched by Van Bilzen. Collins in with the long shot. That goes wide. And as time ticks down, shot clock expires, and that'll be Wolves' ball as McPherson will pick it up from behind the net. Now McPherson. Quick pass up to Hamilton. Abby Hamilton. Starting the Wolves off on the Hamilton. Comes across, shot! Oh, she got, that's using her head there, Miss Heaslip. As it went up and out of play. Dietrich now from the corner for the Wolves. Dietrich rolls back up top. Dietrich. She gets stick checked. As back down low for Harker. Return pass that went wide. And Mullen trying to recollect that, but no. Picked up, coming in is McMillan. McMillan fighting her way through. McMillan, a minor league player, and called up for tonight's game. Hard shot by Batchelder. That went wide. That one's corralled by Yetman. Yetman now able to bring it down from the floor for the Wolves. Passes up to Coffin. Coffin, Hovey. Van Bilzen out for the Wolves. That pass knocked down by Wizen. Coffin chases the loose ball into the corner. Comes up with it. Coffin looking for an option. Gets hit by Duck. Coffin cross for Hovey. Hovey trying to drive in. Runs into a wall of yellow. Hovey, oh, shot, scores! Hovey from the floor, able to get the shot away. And Heaslip couldn't pick it up. And with that, the Wolves are on the board, and it's a 2-1 game as the Wolves get to send the Breakers back to center court for the first time. Hovey, no give up on that one. Shoot it at the ankles. Oh, a great view here. And just inside the post. As back to the center we go. Hovey versus St. Hilaire for the faceoff. As work on that. Hovey wins it clean. Hovey coming down, driving towards the net. Hovey takes a hit to the head there. She's hard. And the loose ball picked up by Hayward over to Hamilton. Hovey's back up and going. Good. And Breakers get possession. And the high stick call is St. Hilaire will head to the box. And the Wolves will head back on the power play. 6:50 remains in the first period. It's a 2-1 Breakers lead as the Wolves look to get even on this power play. 5-on-4 advantage for 2 minutes or less as James will start off the Wolves. James coming down top over to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen rolls up. Van Bilzen shot in. James was a nice pick there for create the lane. Now he slipped. Passes that out as we'll get an illegal contact, so that'll be a Breakers ball. As Duck was hit before she had possession. Now Duck for the Breakers. Look at the gun. Duck, quick pass up. So it looks like Mills. Nope, sorry, Gabby. That's London for the Breakers with the ball. London streaking in. London right in tight. Shot. and that goes wide. Oh, no goal. Crease violation. Oh boy. The ball bounced off the backboards, off the back of the goalie's leg into the net, but the breaker player was in the crease when that happened. Can't do that. As Haas with the ball over to Hamilton. Hamilton for the Wolves. Up top, Hamilton starts to shoot. That's a save by Heaslip. Coffin from behind the net. Coffin passes that back up to Hamilton. Hamilton in tight as the Wolves really tight in around the crease, but the ball bounces in, picked up by Heaslip. Heaslip will fire that one down the floor. 45 seconds remain in the Wolves power play as Hamilton versus Fahy. Fahy trying to chop that back out, gets the ball loose, but up to Coffin. Coffin now back on the offense. 30 seconds remain in the 5-on-4 advantage. Coffin in the quick shot, saved by Heaslip, and she'll control that in the crease. Heaslip sends that down the floor, and that, with 20 seconds left, gets a shot on net for as Martin will gather that up. Martin looks for the pass up to Hamilton. 5 seconds remain in the power play as Hamilton sets up the offense. Hamilton pass across for Dietrich. Dietrich, she's watched there as Dietrich able to get away. Dietrich, her pass deflects wide, loose ball as battling for it. Dietrich comes up with it, but she's met by a wall of yellow, loses her stick. And here coming back the other way is Reynolds up to Batchelder. Batchelder coming in as Jenkins, the rookie, able to stand up Batchelder, and Martin makes the save. Batchelder again trying to roll off. Batchelder flicks the shot in wide. Now Mills picking up the ball. Mills for the Breakers. Passes across over to London. London now being challenged by Yetman. Shot in London. Finds the back of the net. Gabby London with a quick move off to the side and picks the corner. And with 4:05 remaining in the first period, the Breakers regain the 2-goal lead. London with that stutter step, able to get around and finds the lane and picks the corner. And that's great to have these replays. And here we go, back to center. Van Bilzen will take the face-off against St. Hilaire as they battle for the ball. And it'll be Wolves' ball. Haas from the corner. Haas, pass over to Mullen. Mullen, back down low for Dietrich. Dietrich, back up for Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen shot. Bounced, and that just went wide and up and out of play. So that'll be Breakers' ball. As Duck takes it for the Breakers. Duck over center, pass across to Collins. Collins now being challenged right away by Hamilton. Loose ball, Hamilton picks that one up. Now Hamilton gets around. Hamilton coming in all around. Hamilton in tight. Shot, scores! Hamilton able to get around the Breakers D and a stutter step at the top of the crease and puts it home at 3:24 remaining in the first period. Abby Hamilton gets the Wolves back within one. And back to center we go, as it'll be Hovey versus, it looks like, London on this one. Mullen for the Wolves. Fades to the outside. Mullen plays it back up top to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen rolls off a hit from Duck. Now Van Bilzen looking for some room. Passes off to Mullen. Mullen in with a shot. She scores! Sophia Mullen on the pass. Give and go with Van Bilzen. And at 3:05, the Wolves have tied her up 3-3. As a quick release by Mullen, able to get that one in the back of the net. And here we go. Let's start this over again. As this time it'll be Batchelder versus Hamilton for the face-off. as we get set to go here. Loose ball to the boards. They battle for the ball. London able to get it. London coming in, a little bit of a 2-on-1. London head towards the net. She scores. Oh boy, quick goals, and the Breakers quickly answer back and regain the lead. I think that was a whole 13 seconds for the Breakers to regain the lead. It's now 4-3. Quick break by Gabby London. Gabby, a minor player, underager, called up for tonight's game, and boy, that's her second goal in the first period. They'll go Wolves ball. Hovey coming in for the Wolves. Hovey fakes the pass. Now lobs it over. Van Bilzen will have to take that one off the boards. She was shoved there, but Wizen sends that back down the floor. Hayward gathers that up now. Hayward for the Wolves, back on the offense. Pass over to Mullen. Mullen able to corral that. Mullen pass across for Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen with the shot. Saved by Heaslip. As Hovey taking hard to the boards. Keeps the ball. Hovey coming back in. Duck holds her up. Hovey still with the ball. Gets the shot away, but that was high. And now Hayward takes a punch to the face, and we'll get a call here, as there'll be a high sticking call. We'll have a little look at that. As I believe Duck was the late one in, coming in high. No, it was St. Hilaire that gets the call, number 20. So she gets her return ticket to the box. And here we go. Wolves. James over for Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen down low for Hovey. Can't handle the pass. And that's picked up by McMillan. McMillan coming out for the Breakers. Killing off the penalty here. To the outside is Mullen. Has to keep an eye on her. McMillan should just be happy to keep the ball. And McMillan keeps eating up time and space. As Calder now working to try to get the ball away. Loose ball, nicely done by McMillan on the penalty kill. Now the Wolves have to get back at it, as we've got 1:15 left in the power play. As Coffin able to keep that on site. Here we go. Hamilton with the ball as the Wolves set up. They got 10 seconds left in their shot clock. As Coffin in with the shot. And a save there is Heaslip. Makes the save and holds on. Final minute of the first period. 57 seconds left in the power play. As they'll fire that the length of the floor. Looks like it went out of play, so it'll be McRae. No, whoever gets the ball first. That's Hamilton. Abby Hamilton heads back down the floor for the Wolves. Pass over Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen. Down to the corner for Hovey. Hovey. Coming out. Hovey, the low shot, and she scores again! Hovey with the quick roll along the floor, and that's a power play goal with 40.2 seconds remaining in the first period to tie us up at 4. Hovey with that low shot. Through a crowd, a bunch of legs too, and that finds the back of the net somehow. And the Wolves. And we're still with 40 seconds left. The Wolves would love to go. Either team would love to go to the dressing room with a lead in this game. As St. Hilaire will start off the Breakers. St. Hilaire. Pass down for Collins. Collins rolls off a check. Collins. Back up. Challenged by Jenkins. Jenkins knocks the ball free. Nicely done. The rookie defense. As a battle for the loose ball comes into the crease, and it'll be picked up by Martin. 10 seconds remaining as Martin looks for an outlet. Quick pass up to Coffin. Coffin can't take that cleanly as Batchelder tries to knock it up ahead. And a loose ball, and that will do it. So after one period of play, we're all tied at 4. as the breakers have been hustling there all period. But now we'll have a quick break, 10-minute break, and we'll be back for more action here from the Sackville Arena and the lovely shores of First Lake in Lower Sackville, Nova Scotia. Go get yourselves a cold drink, and but be back because we're going to be starting if you're there or not. We'll see you in about 10 minutes, everybody. Thanks for watching. and welcome back to the Den. Here we are back at the Sackville Arena, getting ready for the second period to start in the next 25 seconds or so as we get, and we're going into it. All tied up at 4. You're watching the ECJLL Female Championship Series. First game, best of 5 series, as the Sackville Wolves versus the Eastern Shore Breakers. Eastern Shore looking to be just that and break the winning streak of this Wolves that the Wolves have enjoyed all season. The Wolves looking to get back in this game as it was all breakers early on. The Wolves are able to hold it back and tie it just in the final minute. But now it's a whole new period, and here we go. Saint-Hilaire versus Hovey at the face-off dot to start off the second period. Here we go, folks. Sent quickly out, loose ball. Hamilton comes onto it. Hamilton, quick pass over, gets Hovey on the run. Hovey in with a low shot, and Heaslip was equal to that one. When she can see it, she can stop it. As coming right back down the floor. Hamilton in as Mills takes it for the Breakers. Mills pass back up. Hanrahan right on that, but coming across is London again. London with another shot, and a goal is Gabby London. That makes that a hat trick. The call up for the Breakers. Able to get that pass, and I believe that was Mills again. I think I was looking before. It was Mills had a few assists in the first period as well. As London able to come across over top and reverse the shot and catches the corner. And it's 5-4, Breakers lead. Back center we go. As Collins comes up with the ball for the Breakers. Collins pass across for Batchelder. Batchelder versus Dietrich. Batchelder in, tight shot! And Martin able to recover on that one. Pass knocked down by Batchelder. Loose ball as Hamilton scoops that one up. Back down, but the 10 seconds expire in the Wolves zone. As Reynolds plays it off quickly. I believe that's Mills. Back up to Collins as McRae comes in. Collins winds up, shot, saved by Martin. Picked up by Haas. Nora Haas, defensive specialist, puts the shoulder down, gets back up over center. Haas breaking a few tackles, pass that back over. Looking to catch to Collins, or Coffin. Coffin rolls to the outside, Coffin shot. Save, and Heaslip makes the save. Back down the floor comes Maggie Duck for the Breakers. Duck holds up, waits for some help as Coffin gives her over to Townsend. Ball knocked loose. Hovey in behind. Hovey coming in for the Wolves. Hovey, fake shot! And a save by Heaslip. As they say, Hovey went through the crease to pick up the ball, so free ball possession. As Duck will pick it up for the Breakers. As Wizen. Duck rolls over center. Now Duck passes in, trying to find Townsend. That's off Mills. Looking to pick that one up. Mills with the ball for the Breakers. Mills pass to Batchelder. Batchelder top the crease, low shot, and Martin had to be sharp on that one. Makes the save. Quickly back as the Wolves. As the pass goes all the way down the floor. Hailstone in there is Hayward steals it from the goalie. Gets chopped out of her stick, picked up by Hamilton. Hamilton looking for the return to Hayward on the doorstep. Can't control the pass. Now loose ball. Reynolds for the Breakers. She's pinned at the boards by Hamilton. Gets the ball free. Loose ball now as they're fighting for it. Up with it's McMillan, but the 10 seconds expire in the zone. And Wolves will take possession. James will start us off. James. Pass across. Haas. Funny bounce off the boards. Picked up by McMillan for the Breakers. Dietrich able to pick that one out of the air. Dietrich with a quick shot. That went wide. Dietrich. No, that was a save by Heaslip. Is fresh on the clock. Haas in with the shot. And, Heaslip didn't know where that was, but she made the save. Quick back out to Dietrich. Dietrich, quick shot. Another save by Heaslip. Dietrich picks up the loose ball from the corner. She's met by Townsend. Now Dietrich passes back up. Bouncing ball in front of the crease. Picked up by James. James looking over for Mullen. Shot! And a save there by Heaslip. As Mullen looking for that far post. Harker comes up with the ball. Harker. Wizen keeping her to the outside. Harker. Cross for Dietrich. Dietrich, quick shot. Save by Heaslip. Picked up by Cairns Haas. Haas turns and fires. Another save by Heaslip. And that was the deflection by the defense. And Haas able to pick that one back up. 20 seconds remain in the shot clock. She gets that up to Mullen. Mullen coming in. Van Bilzen joins the floor. Mullen pass across. Looking for Harker. That got deflected. There's Wizen. Harker trying to get back to Van Bilzen, but that'll come back across center. And that will be Breakers ball possession. And they start that one back up. And Batchelder for the Breakers. Being watched by McPherson. Batchelder around behind that. Looking for Collins, but doesn't make connection. They'll come back over center. As that'll be Wolves ball. As Hamilton starts it off for the Wolves. Hamilton down to the corner for Hayward. Back across for Coffin. Coffin in with a shot. Save. Rebound. Mullen. Hayward comes up with the rebound. Hayward rolls back out. Back up top for Van Bilzen in with the shot. That's deflected wide. And they'll go up and off the rafters. So it'll be Breakers ball. As the Wolves will be sent back on the defense. Duck will start off the Breakers. Duck. Pass that one up for St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire puts a shot in, but that's picked up by Martin. Martin looking to find the player in behind. Martin to Calder. Over for Dietrich. Dietrich bringing it in. Haas, Harker, and Hovey with her. And Hamilton. Dietrich back down low for Haas. Cross. Low shot by Hovey. That's off an ankle. Somebody's going to feel that one tomorrow. As Mills able to come up with a loose ball for Neela Mills. Coming down the floor for the Breakers. Quick pass off for Collins. As Martin able to pick that one up in the crease. Martin. Quick pass out for McCrae. Rolls out down the floor. As Hayward will pick that one up. Hayward. Pass across for Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen looking back across for Mullen. That's off her stick into the corner. 10 seconds remain in the shot clock. As Thomas challenges her. Mullen's shot goes wide. And now will come back over center. So it'll be Breakers ball from the corner. 13:49 remains in the second period. 5-4 Breakers are leading in this first of 5 series. Here we go. Breakers roll back up top. Looking for St. Hilaire coming across the top of the crease. Being watched by McPherson. Ball sent to the corner as Townsend. After that, Jenkins challenging for the Wolves. Townsend looks to get the pass back down to Gabby London, who's already scored 3 this game. Townsend comes back up with the loose ball as McPherson takes her to the boards. Townsend passes back up looking for London, but that's picked off. Back comes Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen rolls off a hit. Van Bilzen being watched by 3 minor players there. Van Bilzen passes that back in for Haas. Haas will have to take that off the boards in the corner as Fahy sends her to the floor. Illegal contact. Wolves will have possession in the Breaker zone to start off. Harker from the corner for the Wolves. Harker looks back up top. Pass a little high and rolling ball. That's picked out of the air by McMillan. McMillan down all alone. McMillan comes rush and scores. The APs are paying off huge for the Breakers in tonight's game. As that's McMillan, minor league player, able to come across in all alone and put that one by. And the Breakers have regained a 2-goal lead, 6-4. As the Breakers really reversing the flow on those shots. Looking to come across, and the quick shot back to the short side corner. Seems to be their play tonight. And with that break in the action, I'll say thank you to McLeod Lorway Insurance, our sponsor for the second period. McLeod Lorway, coverage, care, commitment. As I want to thank them, and thank you to Maritime Athletic Profiles and the streaming service you're watching here today with the multiple camera angles, replays, and all the rest. The only downside is you got to listen to me. But you know what? If you don't like the commentary, just remember, you control the volume. Here we go. As St. Hilaire versus Hovey back at center for the faceoff. Breakers leading 6-4. As that'll go Wolves ball. As Mullen comes in for the Wolves. Mullen, hard shot, that goes wide. Up and out of play, so it'll be Breakers ball. As the ever busy Maggie Duck comes up with the ball. Play starts again. Duck gets over center, being watched by Hayward. Able to pop the ball free, and that went up and out of play, so it'll be Wolves ball. As Hayward. So they had 2 balls on the floor. That's the reason for the stoppage in play. Wolves will start possession. Hayward. Pass to the corner for Dietrich. Dietrich back up top. Comes Coffin with a shot. That's Hamilton. Coffin picks that one out of the air. Coffin back up to Hamilton up top. Hamilton rolls down. Cross for Dietrich. Dietrich. Look at rolls on. Gets a pick. Shot. It doesn't make its way through. As Hamilton had the pick in there. Hayward trying to get that ball as the shot clock expires. And that'll be Breaker ball. As the Batchelder for the Breakers will start off in Wolves territory. Nope. They seem to have a... Here we go. Back into play. We'll figure out who's got the ball now. No. London for the Breakers. McRae keeps her to the outside. London brings her around behind the net. London looking for options. Challenged by Jenkins. London coming back. London trying to find a clear view. London in with the shot. Saved by Martin. Here we go. Haas trying to control that bouncing ball as Mills looking to get down here. Haas gets the pass up to Hannerhan. Hannerhan for the Wolves. Brings it into the zone. Hannerhan up to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen back to Hannerhan at the corner. Can't handle the ball clear. Oh, that's Haas, sorry. And McMillan comes up the loose ball. Now, Wizen working her way out of the zone. I believe the 10 seconds expired. So it'll be Wolves ball. As Maddie Hamilton brings it in for the Wolves. Wolves on the offense here. As pass off to Hovey. Hamilton goes off. Dietrich comes on. Over to Haas. Haas looking to drive in. Haas puts the shot in. Saved by Heaslip. That's picked up. Looks like Mullen. Cross for Hovey. Hovey rolls off. Hovey, low shot off an ankle into the corner. As Dietrich gets pushed off the ball. Dietrich able to come up with it. As Thomas sends her to Dietrich's pass through the middle. Comes out the other side. Now Harker up to Hovey. Hovey fakes a few shots. Hovey looking to get a shot in. That's wide. Reynolds knocked that one out of the air. That's the shot clock about to expire. Dietrich turns and fires. That's knocked wide. And that'll be Breaker's ball to come back down the floor. As Wizen back on it, but play hadn't started yet, so Breakers will start off with possession. I think the Breakers are all out of gas. They can't get off the floor quick enough to get the offense on. Here we go. Collins trying to gets a pick from St. Hilaire, then back to St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire in with a quick shot. That's wide. As now picked up by Mills. That was Fahy, sorry. Loose ball as the shot clock ticks down. Now the Wolves will start off with possession. Right back up to Hamilton. Hamilton brings it up over center. Wolves on the offense. Hamilton over to Hayward. Hayward has a look. Hayward over to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen looking to come in. Van Bilzen with a shot, saved by Heaslip. Loose ball as it heads to the corner. And Mills going after it. The ball went out of play, and here we go. Wolves, full 30 on the clock. On the shot clock is Hamilton coming back in. Hamilton lays it across. Ball too high for Van Bilzen. All right, Hayward. Hayward. Cross. Van Bilzen with a shot. That gets deflected wide. Coffin, fresh off the bench, will pick up that ball. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Coffin looking in. Coffin with a shot. That goes wide. Hayward from the corner. Hayward puts the shot in. And we've got that went out of play, and the goalie water break will go now as we'll get a few more of those with the heat inside the building. I hope you're having a nice cool beverage wherever you are, sitting back on the couch and enjoying some lacrosse tonight as you're watching Maritime Athletic Profiles. As we see here the drive in by Miss Gabby London. So only 2 goals so far in the first half of the second period, and they've both been for the Breakers. As Kat Heaslip is turning many shots aside. I was looking at the intermission to see what the shots were. They weren't being posted on the website. We'll see if we can update that now. As we look there, and no shots posted yet. But looking down at the Eastern Shore Breakers, well, they haven't even updated the goals yet on the website either, so that's not going to help me either. As Miss Martin heads back to the office between the posts. And it should be Breakers possession from the crease as Heaslip heads back to her office on the other side. Coffin in a forecheck position. As we get set, here we go. Mills coming down the floor. Mills gets over the half. Mills forcing her way in down low. Hamilton takes her around behind the net. Mills looks to play back up front. And that's goes wide. Comes into the crease. But there you got it's Wolves possession on the whistle. Quick pass up as Mullen had to fight that one off. Here we go. Hovey with possession now. Hovey coming back down the floor. Quick shot in is saved by Heaslip. Dietrich gets the rebound. Can't get the shot away. Back over to Mullen. Mullen. Crossover for Hovey. Hovey was trying to get that low shot. She's got 2 of them already. But that one went wide. In the crease. As Wisden passes that up to McMillan. McMillan in behind the D again. McMillan coming down alone. Hovey in, but McMillan gets the score. And the APs just keep putting it up on the scoreboard for the Breakers as Tessa McMillan able to get in behind. Hovey was doing everything she can, but McMillan still got the shot away and a bouncer off the floor into the back of the net at 7:54 remaining in the second period. And man, the Breakers have jumped out to a 3-point lead. It's now 7-4, and back to center we go. There's a battle of wills here. Breakers come up with it. Batchelder coming in from the corner. Batchelder in tight shot, and a save by Martin. St. Hilaire pass across. Knocked down, picked up by Townsend. Townsend back over for Mills. Low shot wide. That comes back into the crease, picked up by Martin. Wolves back on the offense here. Haas. Cadence Haas with the ball. Looking for some room. Back to Harker. Harker rolls away from McMillan. Harker in with the shot. That goes wide. Now, Hayward in with the shot. That bounces wide. Seconds left in the shot clock. As shot clock will expire, and it'll be Breakers ball. As Hailstone carries it out. Hanrahan comes to meet her at center. Calder knocks the ball free from behind as they battle for the loose ball. McRae in as well as Calder comes up with the ball. Calder. That's knocked free by Collins. Hamilton able to come back as Collins causing all kinds of trouble, and the 10 seconds expire in the zone. That'll be Breakers will have possession in the Wolves zone. Collins pass across looking for Townsend, but that deflects up and out of play. As the Wolves play it up quickly to Hayward. Hayward coming in. She's got Dietrich in low. Dietrich in tight. Shot. And a save by Heaslip there as Heaslip was holding that corner. Heaslip looking to airmail it down. Looking for McMillan in behind again. Wolves get back. McMillan slows it down. Passes it over to Batchelder. Batchelder looks to drive towards the net. Batchelder. Low shot. That goes wide. Trying a Hovey shot there as they battle in behind the net. Batchelder comes up with it as shot clock ticks down. Batchelder looking to get a shot in on goal. Batchelder right in front. Oh boy, that just went over the crossbar. Now Wolves possession. As up to Mullen. Mullen. Reynolds checking her. Mullen back across the Haas. Haas with a shot and a save by Heaslip. Heaslip. Pass back to Reynolds. Reynolds. That's deflected up and out of play. So it'll be Wolves ball in the Breaker zone as Haas. Let's start off from there. Haas out from the corner. Right to Hayward. Hayward. She's held up. Hayward gets a shot and scores! Hayward able to wiggle free at the top of the crease at point blank and able to put that one in the back of the net and gets the Wolves' first goal of the second period. And cut the Breaker lead down to 2 at 5:08 remaining in the period. Hayward makes something out of nothing and gets her team on the board and sends the Breakers back to center for the faceoff. As got St. Hilaire versus Hamilton at the faceoff dot. And somebody was in the zone early, so it would be Breakers. Ball is Duck. Brings the ball into Wolves territory. Duck over to Collins. Cross for St. Hilaire. Her shot, that's high. Bounce off the boards. And Hanrahan, she's met by Collins. Knocks the ball loose. And battle for the ball. They should be counting down the 10, yeah. Haas comes up with it. She's got to get down the floor. And that goes up and out of play, so it'll be Breakers ball anyways. About mid-floor. As Reynolds will start off for the Breakers. Reynolds up over center. Pass that one off to Townsend. Townsend being watched by McRae. Townsend looking for some room. McRae keeping her in along the boards. Townsend passes that across. Looking for Fahy, but yeah, Fahy able to pick that up. Looking for Batchelder. She's being watched by Hamilton. As Yetman will not give an inch on that ball. Now, coming back the other way is Hamilton. Hamilton, she'll shovel that off to Mullen. Mullen for the Wolves. Over to give and go. Mullen in with a shot and a save by Heaslip. That went up and out of play. So that'll be Wolves ball. Hayward will start off from the center line. Hayward in for the Wolves. Pass across for Mullen. Catcher on the wrong hand. Mullen have to take that one off the boards. Mullen rolls out from the corner. Mullen rolls off. Check from Reynolds. Mullen with a shot. Saved by Hayslip. Hayslip keeps it in the crease. As they switch up. Hayslip. Pass up to Reynolds. Reynolds gets a knock, and that'll be illegal contact. So Breakers will get the ball as Duck comes to retrieve it. Duck rolls off a hit. Now Duck into Wolves territory. Duck has the route to the net. Duck with the shot. And that just went wide. Ball comes back to Collins for the Breakers. Collins over to London. London trying to cut across, but London met there by Collins right away. Or Coffin, sorry. London can't find a way in. Has to pass that back to Collins. Collins, long shot. And Martin makes the save. Loose ball comes out. And that's picked up by Hamilton, the younger Hamilton. But McMillan able to chop the ball free in behind. Coming on to it's Collins. Collins right back into the Wolves territory. Collins cycles back. Waits for the offense to come on. Collins for the Breakers. Pass that over. Back to Townsend. Loose ball. Battle for the loose ball in is Haas and Townsend. Heads to the corner as time ticks down. 5 seconds left in the shot clock. Good defense by the Wolves. And it comes back to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen heads back down the floor. Has Hovey with her. Van Bilzen. Fake the pass to Hovey. Van Bilzen in behind. Van Bilzen in tight. Goes for the far side. And a big save by Heaslip. Van Bilzen able to knock down that pass. And the illegal contact will give possession to the Wolves. As Van Bilzen with the ball comes out of the corner. Van Bilzen cycles up top. Van Bilzen. Back check there. The ball's still in her stick. So Van Bilzen. No worries. She got that back. Van Bilzen flips a little pass back over to Hovey. Hovey, she's checked from behind. And now Wizen trying to come out with the ball. That's knocked loose again. Another loose ball as Wolves keep it in the offensive zone. As Hayward able to come up with it. Reset the shot clock. Over to Dietrich. Dietrich has a look. Dietrich waits for the rest of the offense to come on. She's got Coffin with her. Coffin going down the center, makes some room. A shot there, and that's blocked. Dietrich back up with the loose ball. Coffin trying to drive in. Coffin in with a shot. And we got a penalty coming here. Another save by Heaslip. And we got a holding call. I believe that will be against the Breakers. We'll see who heads to the box. I know holding's the call. I know there'll be 2 minutes. 59 seconds remaining in the second period as Collins will head to the box. And the Wolves will head on the power play. They'd love to get a power play goal here before the end of the period. As looks like we got a timeout called. As the Wolves call the timeout as they're be looking to. Here we go, another look at that Tessa McMillan goal. As man, and she's been playing defense all night. She's got at least 2 goals here. Let's see what. So KJ McNeil stepping in for Ryan Avong. As Ryan is, if you're watching, I know you are. If you're not watching right now, I know you'll be watching later. But wishing you a speedy recovery there, and we need you back on the bench in the many different teams that you're on the bench for. So the minor players that are called up here tonight account for 8 points on the Breakers so far. Here we go. Mullen up to James. James over for Hovey. Hovey rolls off. Hovey with the low shot. James had the pick on that. But loose ball. Back up by Dietrich. Dietrich shot in. That goes wide. As Van Bilzen gets that. 2 seconds. Shot goes wide. And no goal. That's after. Is Hovey able to get that at the back of the net, but it was after the shot clock expired. No, close. 20 seconds remaining. As Duck will be looking to hold on to this ball, I would imagine, for the rest of the period. As Hanrahan looking to get it back. Duck takes it down along the boards. Now Duck and in towards the net as McRae. And we've got a too many men call as Duck got it in the back. So goals pulled back on both sides. As too many men was a loss of possession. And with that is the end of the second period. So 3 goals for the Breakers, 1 goal for the Wolves in that period. And the results is the score is 7-5. As we go into the second intermission, the Wolves will return to the floor with 1:01 remaining in the power play for the third. As both teams will go, they'll get some air, they'll probably get outside and try to cool off a bit. And with that, I think I'll do the same. So hang tight, everybody. In about 10 minutes, we'll be back for the third period action in this game 1 of the ECJLL Female Championship Finals.
Sam.
Hey, Mom.
Are you done?
Yeah, I just finished practice.
Your showcase has been cancelled.
They canceled it? But how will they see me play?
Saw your video and loved it. Welcome to the team.
Athletes train to persevere. Success can still be achieved even when the odds are against you. I use media to reach success. Fight for your dreams. You've got this.
And here we're back again for third period action from the Sackville Arena as the Wolves find themselves in unknown territory, down by 2 goals going into the third period. But with an excellent opportunity here with a minute left in the power play. It's a 5-on-4 advantage as Hovey versus St. Hilaire at the face-off dot. Here we go. Hovey with the patience of Job. Ball rolls free. Hamilton. Mullen couldn't get a handle on that. Hovey comes up with it here. Wolves in possession. Wolves. Hovey fakes the shot and save. There's Heaslip able to get a toe on that one. Van Bilzen rolls the ball back up top. Van Bilzen pass across for Mullen. Back to Van Bilzen up top. Van Bilzen looking for Dietrich. Couldn't quite get a handle on that ball. Dietrich versus St. Hilaire for the loose ball. Mullen will pick it up. 10 seconds left in the shot clock as Mullen pass back up to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen in with the shot and a save by Heaslip. Dietrich right in tight. Another save by Heaslip as Mullen picks up fresh 30 on the clock. Over to Van Bilzen up top. Van Bilzen looking for a lane. Looking back to Dietrich. Dietrich in with the shot. Scores! Van Bilzen finds Dietrich. Picks that one high up out of the air and in. Over the shoulder, under the crossbar, and back of the net for a power play goal from L with the blue suede shoes. Puts the Wolves within 1 and sends the Breakers back to center. Shots after 2 periods of play. Sackville Wolves 31, Eastern Shore Breakers 24. Eastern Shore still leading 7-6 as a Duck looks for a pass across. That goes to the boards, picked up by Collins. Collins rolls off a check. Collins back across the top, looking in tight for London. London in tight, big save by Martin. London, point blank. Martin took that one away. Coming back down the floor is Hanrahan for the Wolves. Hanrahan holds up deep in the territory. Pass it back across for Hayward. Hayward over for Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen cuts across over top. Van Bilzen turns and fires. Saved by Heaslip. That one deflected in front. Heaslip up to Duck. Duck for the Breakers looking to come out. Looking for Batchelder coming off the boards. Hanrahan breaks that one up. Hanrahan back down. Quick looking for Harker. Harker will have to take that one from the boards. Harker from the corner. Waits for the rest of the offense to come out as Harker leaves it for Hovey, and Harker heads to the bench. Hovey up top for Hamilton. Hamilton puts a shot in. That gets knocked down. Hamilton back up top. Mullen fires a shot. That goes wide. As Hailstone picks that up from behind net. Hailstone for the Breakers coming back out of the zone as James challenges her at the boards as Batchelder has the ball. Being watched by McPherson. Batchelder in. McPherson had to put the can opener on. She'll be getting a holding, hooking, whatever you want to call it. As the ball comes loose. And McPherson will head to the box, but I don't think she had another choice on that one. And the Breakers will go on the power play, leading 7-6. It's 17-23. It'll be a 5-on-4 advantage. As it looks like London will start off the power play for the Breakers. London up top over to Collins. Collins. Pass back across for St. Hilaire. Back to Collins. Collins with a shot. Nice toast save by Martin. St. Hilaire picks up the loose ball. Fresh 30 on the clock to Batchelder. Batchelder drives in. Batchelder. Fire, and a good shoulder save as Haas gets knocked out of her basket. That'll be Mills with it now for Mills to Collins. Collins back down low for London. Collins picks up Mills coming from around behind the net. Mills, low shot, blocked by Haas. London able to come up. London turns, fires. Another save by Martin. Martin keeping her team in it early in this third period. Martin looking to get to Van Bilzen. Goes deep in the zone. Hovey in after it. Short-handed. Hovey comes across up top. Hovey puts it in! Brenna Hovey! Short-handed goal. Able to carry it out from the corner. Diving across and pops it into the back of the net to bring us even to 7. Sorry, everybody. Hovey coming across and just launched to get it in. Lacrosse. So that'll be a Breakers remain on the power play. It's a 5-on-4 advantage for the Breakers, as it'll be Hovey versus Batchelder as they line up at center. 16-20 remains. We got a tie game here as the Wolves have come back to tie it early here in the third period. Lacrosse is a game of streaks. Can the Wolves keep this streak going? Or is the Breakers going to turn the tide? Here we go. Batchelder gets it out for London. London and the Breakers setting up the power play. Cross for Collins. Collins for St. Hilaire. It's Batchelder in with the shot. And a save by Martin. She controls it in the crease, and Martin will play that up. Feeding it for James. James. She'll bring it out from the corner. James on the penalty kill here. 26 seconds left in the penalty is James. Playing a little keep away. James keeps it in the corner. McMillan holds her up for the shot clock to expire. Now, McMillan and the Breakers come out. 6 seconds left on the power play. That one up to Mills. Mills over to Townsend. Townsend. Back to Mills. Mills looking for London. Gets it to London. Shot off the post and out. Oh, Mills to London. Oh boy. Now up. Hayward in behind. Hayward in alone. Hayward. Shot. And a save by Hayslip. He'll knock that aside as Hailstone quickly up. That's Duck rolling into Wolves zone. Duck challenging for the net as she gets met. London turns and fires. That's another post there as Coffin picks up the loose ball, and Coffin end-to-end action here. The heat does not seem to be bothering these athletes as Mullen slows it down and gets the offense set up. As we're back to 5-on-5 here, as Van Bilzen flows in. Van Bilzen with the shot. And it's saved by Hayslip. Battle at the crease. And that'll be Breakers ball. As Dietrich able to hold up McMillan. McMillan's got to get it out over center. And that's broken up by the Wolves. As Calder got the stick on that. Over to Hovey. Hovey trying to roll off a check. Hovey sends it up, but that's picked off. Coming back the other way now is McMillan for the Breakers. McMillan, 2 goals already here. Pass that one off to Collins. Collins looking for a way in, kept to the outside. Gets to Batchelder. Batchelder shoots and scores. Collins finds Batchelder coming across the top of the crease, and not much Martin could do on that. And Batchelder able to tuck that one home for the Breakers to retake the lead. 8-7 with 13:45 remaining in the third period. Back to center we go with Hovey and Batchelder for the faceoff. That's rolled out. Picked up is Mullen. Mullen slows it down for the offense to off to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen towards the net. Van Bilzen. Pass back out to Hovey. Hovey shot. That's off the post and wide. No, that was a miss as 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Van Bilzen around. Van Bilzen turns, fires. Saved by Hayslip. She controls it in the crease. Hayslip now. Pass that one off to Wizen. Wizen. Up to Duck. Duck. Is that one up? Looks like to Mills. Mills. Kept high by Haas. Mills. Looking for catch. Somebody coming in front of the crease. That was McMillan. That was a crease violation. It'd be Wolves' ball. As Martin sends it high up. Bounces in as Hailstone has to come in on that. Haas causing some issues. Hailstone shovels it up to Reynolds. Now Reynolds trying to get out of the zone. Reynolds up over center. Haas takes her hard into the boards. As we got illegal contact, so it'll be Breakers' ball. That was interesting, though. The Breakers weren't even leaving their zone on that one. As Collins comes up to Collins, shot wide. That's picked up by Haas. Haas, quick up, looking for James. James now bringing it in. James has Van Bilzen with her. James coming in. James, quick shot, scores! Heaslip had to keep an eye on Van Bilzen on the doorstep, and James takes advantage and fires that one home to bring it even again. 8-8's the score with 12:03. Hallie James coming straight down the middle. Had everybody thinking pass, and she shot and found the back of the net. And that's the reason why we're back at center again as Hovey versus Batchelder at the face-off dot. 12:03 remains in the third period as Batchelder and Hovey have a nice little party at center. Nobody can come over that white line until the ball leaves the circle. Wizen able to come up with it. Batchelder coming into the Wolves zone. Batchelder quickly up to London. She can't handle the pass as Van Bilzen right in on that. Battle for the loose puck, ball. All right, Hamilton picks it up, but Hamilton met by Collins. Hamilton quickly up to younger sister Abby. Hamilton in tight. Hamilton looking for the far side. Heaslip takes it away. Heaslip now looks to air out a quick one up to Hailstone. Hailstone gets it quickly to Batchelder. Batchelder coming in. Hannerhan looks to keep it to the outside. Batchelder in, shoots, scores. Batchelder able to brush off Hannerhan's momentum coming in. I want to see. Yeah, that's not a free hand. That's tough coming from the bench in full speed. And they couldn't hold up Batchelder, and Batchelder catches the inside of the post. And once again, we've got the Breakers in the lead. 9-8's now the score. And back to center we go. Hamilton gets the ball out. Collins brings it in. Collins heading for the net. Collins, quick shot. And that went wide, I believe. As London has the ball for the Breakers. London trying to slip out up top. London still with that ball. London passes it off. Quick shot in by Fahy. That went wide. Now loose ball. Running onto it is Hannerhan. Hannerhan against Fahy coming in. Hannerhan. It'll cut across. She's on the wrong hand. Gets it back. James can handle the pass. Here we go. Coffin now with the ball, but we got no whistle. Must have been a moving pick or something in behind the plate. So it'll be Breakers' ball. Has changed the possession. Loose ball, though. That's picked up. Back into Coffin. Coffin. She's going to drive in. Coffin with the shot. And Heaslip with the save. And we got a crease violation. Heaslip plays it off to Duck. Duck coming out for the Breakers. Now Duck over center. Duck rolls off to the side as the rest of the offense for the Breakers. Duck told to run for the net. She's going to go for the net. McPherson able to knock the ball free. Loose ball. Finley McPherson comes onto it. McPherson has to calm that ball down. McPherson now with the ball. She'll pass it off to Haas. Cadence Haas with the ball for the Wolves. As Hovey, the last offensive player on. Now Haas across to Hovey. Hovey Plays it down low to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen tries to flow in. Van Bilzen with a little flip shot. Just went over the net. As Haas is back up with it. Haas back across for Hovey. Hovey, low shot. That goes wide. As the shot clock's about to expire. And Hayward just makes sure the ball doesn't go too far. And with that, we'll have a TV timeout at the 9:24 mark. Let the goalies have a water break. The goalies deserve water too, folks. Don't get mad at that. And with that, we want to thank Uniglass Plus for being our third period sponsor and making streams like this possible. Uniglass Plus, 2 locations, Dartmouth and Halifax, for all your auto glass, upholstery, and detailing needs. Uniglass Plus, thank you for making this possible. And thank you to Maritime Athletic Profiles. If you're watching this on Maritime Athletic Profiles. A great production it is to be watching right now. The highlights from the third period so far. As Hovey's quick dive across, but we'll be heading back to the floor real soon with the Breakers leading. Score 9-8 is the current score here. As the Wolves look to get back to even, and the Breakers will look to extend that lead momentarily as both teams get a drink of water, get a breath of air, and get a word of advice from the coaches. As we'll be heading in back to the floor real soon. As I see Miss Martin heads back to the office between the posts. Heaslip on her side as well. Slight size difference between the two goalies here tonight, but great job both sides. And through this, here we go. St. Hilaire, it's Collins coming over center. Being watched by Hamilton. Collins drives towards the net. Collins shot. Glove save by Martin. She's able to punch that one out wide. London in all alone. Honden. The quick shot up and over. And Gabby London extends her scoring streak here tonight. The call up from the Breakers minor club making a big difference on the floor here. As that'll put her up to 4 goals tonight. And back to center we go as Duck able to come up with the ball. Duck back to Batchelder. Cross pass. London picks that one off the board. London back to Collins. Collins with the screen and able to find the far post. And man, there was a ton of bodies between Martin and Collins on that one. Collins up with it and just able to get it past the elbow and in the far side. And just like that, the Wolves find themselves in a 3-goal hole again. Still lots of time left in this game, almost 9 minutes to go. As here we are back at center for another face-off. Duck looking to get that ball. Picked up by Coffin. Coffin for the Wolves. Coffin driving down towards. As London looks to strip the ball. She does. Haas able to pick that up. Haas cycles back around. Haas with the shot and the save by Heaslip as she controls that one. Heaslip up to Duck. Duck. Dietrich able to get that ball free. Loose ball all the way down the floor. Will be picked up by James. James for the Wolves. Back down the floor they come as the Breakers set up their defense. James. Pass quick off to Mullen. Mullen. Back across for Hovey. Hovey. Looking to come in. Hovey. Gets the pick from Hamilton. Back across for Mullen. Mullen with the shot. Scores! Mullen with the overhand blast is able to find the back of the net and cut that lead down to 2. Hovey passes off to Mullen. Mullen takes a step in, and that's all swing on that one. Here we go. Back to center we go. The Hovey versus Batchelder show at the center. And so we've seen this quite a bit tonight. Batchelder able to win that one cleanly. Batchelder heading for the net. Hovey challenges her. And a good check from behind there by Hovey. Get the ball free. Batchelder couldn't get the shot away. Now Calder with the ball. Calder able to get up to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen coming into the offensive zone. Van Bilzen fakes. Van Bilzen in tight, looking to catch the far side, and she does! Van Bilzen with the crease dive, able to flick the other side. And the veteran captain continues to answer back and gets the Wolves back within one. It's now scores 11-10 with 7:24, still tons and tons of time. As the Wolves once again send the Breakers back to center. Now, Dietrich with the ball over to Hamilton. Hamilton coming in. Hamilton, quick shot, save. Heaslip doesn't know where it is. And Dietrich on the rebound. Now, the Wolves on their streak able to come back. And now it's 11-11 as Dietrich on the rebound, able to scoop that up and pop it in the back of the net. And brings the Wolves even with the Breakers. And 7:07 left. As looks like they called for a goalie water break. Smart job for the Breakers to do at this point. And here we go, back to center we go. It's Hovey versus Batchelder. As Martin and Heaslip are back in their respective offices at the opposite sides of the floor. And here we go. Hovey in for the face-off. That'll be going Wolves. Mullen with the ball. And the ball bounces up and out of play. They'll be Breakers will get possession from their own end. Duck. Van Bilzen takes a little. It looks like we're going to get a penalty against the Wolves here. Not what we needed at this point. As Van Bilzen setting a little bit of a tone there. Mills up with a loose ball, but McPherson holds her hard into the boards. Mills looking to get free. Mills in, low shot. That goes wide. And McPherson will get possession, and that'll be, we got a high sticking call here against the Wolves, where I guess Van Bilzen will head to the box, and the Breakers will head on to the power play at 11-11. It's the score. And Breakers with a 5-on-4 advantage. 2 minutes the call, that's good. As here we go. Collins starts off for the Breakers. Collins, pass off to Batchelder. Batchelder, back to Collins. Collins, over for London. In motion, London in with the shot, and that's off the post. Oh boy. Set play by the Breakers there. And here we go, coming back down the floor is Mills. Mills. Pass off to Collins. Collins. Up top. Collins. Her shot. That's deflected wide. Loose ball in front. Picked up by Batchelder. Batchelder. Low shot. Saved by Martin. Bouncing ball in front of the crease, and Haas able to come up with it. Haas loses the ball. Gets it back. And sends that down the floor. To change up the defenders. Minute 10 remains in the Breakers power play, as Collins now brings it back down the floor. Collins up over center. Collins, pass off to Batchelder. Batchelder back to Collins. She can't take the pass cleanly, And we got Hamilton battling down. Hamilton switches hands to keep control of the ball. Haven't seen that before. And looks like we got a holding call coming against the Breakers. I think Hamilton might have sold that one pretty good. But with that, Collins will head to the box. It'll be 4-on-4 for 43 seconds. 5:06 remains in the third period. We're all tied at 11. And for Coffin gets the pick. Coffin with a shot. That goes wide. Dietrich sent to the floor, and Heaslip comes up with the ball. Heaslip passes out to Duck. Duck for the Breakers now, coming up over center. Duck driving into the Wolves zone. Duck able to shake away. Got the ball taken away. And we got another penalty coming here as we got a holding call against the Wolves. Late in the third period, Wolves find themselves in penalty trouble as 10 seconds remain in the first. So it'll be 4-on-3 for 10 seconds when Van Bilzen will come back out of the box. So Mills for the Breakers. Mills over to Batchel. Batchel turns fire. Saved by Martin. Picked up by Fahy. Fahy over to Mills. Mills looking for Batcheller, sneaking around behind. Batcheller able to get the shot away, and Martin right down makes the save. And the Wolves send that down the length of the floor. And so we're 4-on-4 now for the next 55 seconds. It's Reynolds puts the quick pass up, trying to find Batcheller. London with the ball. Is Hanrahan now. Van Bilzen coming back down the floor. Van Bilzen working against two. Van Bilzen rolls off to the side, getting the offense on. 4-on-4 Lacrosse here. Van Bilzen pass down, finds James. James puts the shot in. Heaslip makes the save. Coffin comes up with it. It scores! Coffin able to sneak that one across the top of the crease and get in the back of the net. I don't know how she did that. But Violet Coffin, for the first time, able to control and get that into the back of the net. Tiptoeing, walking that tight line across the top of the crease in the back. And for the first time this game, the Wolves are in the lead, 12-11, with the 3:28 remaining. Oh, boys, don't go anywhere. As Hanrahan in for the faceoff. And it'll go Breakers ball in possession as Duck will go back and start off. Still 20 seconds left in the 4-on-4, and then the Breakers will go on the power play. Pass over to Townsend. Townsend looking to get Batchelder on the move. Batchelder in tight. Batchelder shot and save, a big elbow save. But that should have been illegal contact there as Townsend just leveled. Shot in, saved by Martin. Now again, McMillan looking for Townsend in tight. Shot, nice save. Another shot, another save by Martin. As Hamilton fighting in the corner. That's Cadence Haas, sorry. Pass back up top to London. London looking for McMillan on the side. That's chopped away, and Dietrich comes up with the ball. Dietrich back down the floor. Back to 5-on-5. Dietrich. Oh, and Hovey blew a tire. Oh, no. I think Hovey rolled an ankle when she turned to look for that ball, and she is not in good shape. As trainer Jade is out to see as Hovey turned to see the pass here as we see it on the replay. And she has that big knee brace. I'm really worried that brace just couldn't take the force of that turn. 2:20 remains in the third period. It's the Wolves leading 12-11, but we do not. Yeah, that was a better replay there. It looked like her leg kind of collapsed under her when she turned around to look for the pass. So the trainers, she's sitting up, the trainers with her. And it looks like she's going to get up. Yeah, so. She's going to get some help off the floor. And that's a big loss to the Wolves, as Brenna Hovey is very gingerly not putting much weight on that. It looks like the braced leg. So it'll be 5-on-5 with 2:20 remaining in this third period. Wolves leading by 1 point. It's a 12-11 game. It's the Wolves trailing until the 4th minute. Now, Collins starts it off for the Breakers. Collins up over center, being watched by James. James keeping Collins to the outside. Collins passes it in to Batchelder. Batchelder turns, fires, scores. Batchelder on the pass by Collins, and that quick play coming up across the top. And just like that, we're tied again at 12 this time. 2 minutes and 6 seconds remain. As those quick, you want to score a goal, get the goalies moving, and these quick transitions side to side. Extremely tough. Batchelder with her 4th goal of the night ties the game at 12. Collins coming in. Nice job by Haas. Pops the ball free, and now the Wolves looking to come back down the floor. Hamilton. London tries to hold her up. Hamilton with the ball, passes off to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen looking in. Van Bilzen, quick shot. That just went wide, short side. That up and out of play. Duck coming back. Duck hustling down the floor as Hamilton will send her off to the side. Duck still in possession for the Breakers. Breakers set up their offense. Haas challenges Duck. Duck passes over to Collins. Collins rolls off a check from Calder. Now Collins trying to find Batchelder again coming across, but that was broken up. And Martin able to hold that in. And it looks like we've got a penalty against the Wolves. High sticking call in behind the play. Didn't see that one. As McPherson will head to the box, and oh boy, 1:11 remaining in the third period, tied at 12, and the Breakers will go on the power play. Collins will start off the Breakers. Collins over to Batchelder. Batchelder back to Collins. Collins down low for London. Back to Collins. Collins up top. Collins turns, fires. That's wide. That's picked off by Norris. Haas. Haas. Coming down. Haas. Driving to the net. Haas in tight. Haas with a shot. That goes wide. As Hailstone trying to come back, but we got too many players on the floor. Which side had too many players? If it was the Wolves, that's a penalty. So the officials are going to have a chat about that. 43.5 seconds remain in this 12-12 game. And we got a penalty shot. Oh boy, okay. Van Bilzen, penalty shot, 12-12, 43 seconds left. Here we go. Van Bilzen on the floor. Van Bilzen, in, over, and just wide. Heaslip was not giving her anything to look at. And like that, The score still 12-12. 43.5 left, and it's still a 5-on-4 advantage for the Breakers. Hamilton versus Batchelder at the face-off dot. As we've lost Hovey, the face-off specialist. Here we go. Batchelder wins it clean. Batchelder against Hamilton. Batchelder trying to come around the corner. Batchelder still in. Batchelder turns, fires. Saved by Martin. Loose ball deep in as McMillan comes up with it. Hamilton takes her to the floor. McMillan still in. And no goal. The goal, McMillan gets it in the back of the net. But right away, they're waving it off as a penalty. Let's see what's going on here. We got a timeout. Jeez, I need some tea leaves to read what's going on late in this game. But the Breakers call a timeout with 22 seconds remaining. As I still don't know exactly what the they were calling for Wolves ball. So whether it was illegal contact in along the boards or what, but both referees waved off the goal immediately. I'm sure Miss McMillan was thinking it should have been otherwise. So, as the timeout comes to an end, goalies head back to their offices. And, oh boy, see that injury again there from Hovey. That's that braced leg just gave out. So it looks like it's still 5-on-4. Possession was to the Breakers. McMillan from the corner. McMillan passes up to Townsend. Townsend across for Collins. Collins in with the shot. That goes wide. Right and tight. Shot. McMillan was looking for another one. Townsend still up with it as a shot clock expires. Hayward rolls it up to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen rolls off a check from Duck, and that's it. So we have come to the end of regulation. It's 12-12, heading into, I believe it's a 5-minute overtime. As
Scored in the third period, Wolves 12, Breakers 12.
oh boy. If all the games are going to be like this in this 5-game series, I'm going to lose my voice very quickly. As I'll have to admit, I'm not entirely sure what the protocol is, what the rules are around overtime. But just being a championship, I believe it will be sudden death. And we'll play until there's a goal. As update the website and we'll see what's going on as far as stats. As you already know, we're 12-12. That was 7 goals for the Wolves in that period, 5 goals for the Eastern Shore. They haven't updated the shots yet, but Van Bilzen leads the Wolves with 6 points in the game, 1 goal, 5 assists, where Gabby London has a 5-point night, 4 goals and assists, as well as Pierce Batchelder, 4 goals and assists. You got to think, not only is the Breakers in the finals, but when they've got 3 minor league players and their top scorers in this game, there's a huge future for the Breakers coming in. But that's next year. They're looking at this year, and they're looking to do what no one has done all season. They're looking to get a win over the Wolves as we wait for the overtime will start. As both teams are ready. Or get some breath, get a drink of water, get a breath of air, and get some advice from the Coach KJ for the Wolves. And I know Coach Tim on the other side, but I'm not aware of who the other Batchilder, St. Hilaire, Undell, and Muse, the coaches for the Breakers. But man, I still hate seeing that Hovey injury there. It's passing on the move is the killer for goalies, and a good job by the Breakers that broke open here. Oh, thank you, Jennifer, for sending me over. The rules. It's a 10-minute stop time after a 2-minute rest. If that doesn't decide the game, it will go to a 20-minute sudden death. So we got a 10-minute overtime period here. And if we're still tied after that, it'll go to a 20-minute sudden death. Thank you, Jen McLeod, for texting me that. It's 10, yeah. So we'll get that updated, and as always, big thank you to Maritime Athletic Profiles for the great job they're doing in the production of this game. And with that as well, still 49 seconds remain in the Wolves penalty, as the Wolves will be shorthanded for the first 49 of this overtime period. So once again, it's 10 minutes. Oh, here we go.
10 minutes, then 20 minutes sudden death.
So 10-minute overtime. And whoever, if no one is in the lead after that, it'll go to a 20-minute sudden death. So here we go. Miss Martin heads back. She was under a barrage of shots there. Big saves in that third period. And able to keep the Wolves in this game. But the Breakers fought back themselves to tie it up after the Wolves took the lead. And here we are now into overtime. Loose ball, Batchilder comes up with it at the boards. Breakers set up 5-on-4 advantage here on the power play. London, Collins, give and go. They're looking back down low for Mills. Back up to London. London. Challenge there by Van Bilzen. Loose ball. Mills able to come up. Mills, low shot. That goes up and over the net. Rising shot. Don't see many of those. Batchelder in with a low shot, and Martin makes the save and holds on. Back down the floor we come as the final seconds tick down. As Hayward looks for Coffin. Coffin back up to Dietrich. Dietrich, quick shot. That just went wide. Ball coming down as McPherson comes out of the box. That was over and back, so there'll be a Breakers ball. Townsend starts off for the Breakers. That's Townsend. That's a pass across. That's picked off by James. James coming back down the floor. James for the Wolves. Passes back up to Mullen. Mullen. Back to James. James from the boards. James looking for a route in. Can't find one. James back up for Mullen. Mullen puts the shot, scores! Mullen puts the Wolves back in the lead. 8:36 remains in this fourth period. But remember, it's not a sudden death, and we keep going. And it's whoever's leading after the 10-minute overtime. So here we go. Still 8:36 remaining to go. Hovey's back on the floor. Oh, that's good to see. As gets the ball rolled out. Picked up by Mullen. Mullen, fresh off the goal. Pass that over to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen looks for Hovey. Hovey, quick low shot. And Heaslip able to make the save. Now, Hailstone coming out. Hailstone gets up over center. As Hayward was giving her all kinds of issues. Now, pass up. Collins on the move. Collins with the shot. And Martin with the save. In tight again. Martin comes across and makes the save as Mills. Right on the doorstep. Quick pass up. That's deflected. Dietrich back into the offensive zone for the Wolves. Dietrich has to have her head on a swivel as the players are coming on. Dietrich trying to go away from Reynolds. Gets it across to Coffin. Coffin has a look. Coffin. Cross. Can't quite make the connection with Haas. Haas rolling back out. Haas sends it towards the net. That's knocked down in front as the shot clock will expire. And Collins will start off the breakers. Collins. Pass up to Townsend. That's off a stick. Loose ball. But London right back in it. Townsend chases down that loose ball. Townsend for the breakers as Yetman puts her into the boards. Townsend coming around behind the net. Townsend looking for options. Has 10 seconds left in the shot clock. And Martin plays that one off to the side and collects up the ball. Martin sends that one down the length of the floor, looking to catch Mullen coming off the bench. But Duck able to come up with the ball for the breakers. Duck. Pass that up to Batchelder, fresh off the bench. Batchelder driving towards the net. Hayward in front. Batchelder. And a behind the back shot and goal by Batchelder. Oh boy. How did she manage that one? As Hayward able to hold her up. Batchelder. As that was. Oh boy. And that's why she's the leading scorer on the team and leading scorer in the playoffs in this league. Right there, Pierce Batchelder put on a show with a behind-the-back goal. And we're all tied at 13. Battle for the ball. Picked up by Dietrich. Dietrich scoops and comes in. Dietrich trying to work off London. Dietrich in tight. Dietrich shot. That's blocked in front by Wizen. Wizen tries to slip out. Now Wizen passes that one up, looking to get Batchelder fresh off the bench. Was McPherson. Holds up Batchelder, and McPherson able to pop the ball free. Not many have been able to do that. London recollects it, and we got a whistle. As too many men, and it'll be a... As James coming down. James passes to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen. She's denied at the net. And we got it through the crease, so that will be a breaker ball as Hailstone looks to pass it up. Loose ball as Mullen picks up that. Mullen, she'll hold up and let the offense come on to Hayward. Hayward across the Coffin. Coffin back for Hayward. Hayward drives towards the net, can't find a lane. That's a Haas, I think. Over to Coffin. Off the rebound. Coffin in with a shot. Saved by Heaslip. Loose ball. That's picked up. Another shot. That goes wide. Hovey trying to get a hold of that ball as the shot clock will expire. And the breakers. Duck looks to bring it out of the zone. Duck passes that one up to Collins. Collins brings it into the Wolves' territory. Held up by Hannerhead. Collins put it across looking for London, but that's picked off. Now here comes the Wolves back the other way. As Hamilton rolls off. Hamilton with the shot. Heaslip with the save. And she's got it in the equipment somewhere, and she's holding on. Heaslip passes it up to McMillan. McMillan back up the floor for London, I believe. Yeah. London gets the rest of the offense on, being watched by James. London passes across, looking to get Batchelder on the move. But that was turned aside. Townsend able to pick that one up as Yetman able to pop the ball free. That gets dumped back into the zone as shot clock expires. And McPherson now looking to come out. 4:15 remains in the first overtime as Mullen brings it in for the Wolves. Mullen, cross for Coffin, she scores! Mullen with the pass, and Coffin with a quick release finds the far side, and the Wolves regain the 1-goal lead here in the first 10-minute overtime. Nicely done. As a quick release by Coffin, able to catch Heaslip. That's what you got to do to get one by her. At 4:06 remaining, it's a 14-13 lead for the Wolves. Hovey working at center. It was against London that time. Hovey picks it up. Hovey rolls off. Hovey in tight. Hovey shot. Scores! Whoa, Brent Hovey looked like her season might be over. Is back out on the floor and puts it in the back of the net at 3:55. It's the Wolves. Pull ahead by 2, but still tons and tons of time, as we've seen over and over this game. And back we go to center again, as Hovey versus Batchelder for the faceoff. Remember, it's now we go. Breaker's ball is up. Batchelder hustling in. Batchelder gets it to London. That's a quick shot. That's just over the top of the net. As quick up to Hamilton. Hamilton coming in. She's got one to beat. Hamilton rolls. Hamilton shot. Scores! Oh, she took a hard hit and she put that one by, and she's having a hard time coming off the floor. She was taking the hit as she was making the shot. A little stutter step. And a little high on the neck there, but she got the shot away and got that. She's being helped off the floor. It looks like an ankle. So at 3:32 remaining in this fourth period. The Wolves are out to a 3-point lead, but they don't. Our goal scorer, Abby Hamilton, is being helped off the floor. We don't want to see that, because this could be a long, it's a long drawn-out game, the first game of the best-of-5 series. So back to center we go. It'll be Hovey versus Batchelder. 3:32 remains. Wolves up by 3 as we get set for this faceoff. Loose ball. These players have to be tired in this heat. Hovey hustling in. Hovey tries to bat it into the net. Gets steered off to the side. Still loose ball. Mullen comes up with it. Mullen. Her pass, that's knocked down as now Coffin. Sticks taken away. As Reynolds coming back down. That's Hillstone coming back down. Coffin on the back check, able to pop it free. As the ball goes. Coffin rolls off a check. Now Coffin looking to find Dietrich. Dietrich chases that one down. Dietrich from the corner, 2:49 remains. As Dietrich from behind the net slows it down. Reynolds comes to challenger. Dietrich comes around, fires. That's a miss. Oh, that's a save. So coaches are saying to use up the full shot clock, as Hamilton's going to slow it down, and McMillan is determined to get that ball back, as he can't score without the ball. Gets it over to Dietrich. Dietrich now slows it down. Dietrich, her pass knocked down by Wizen. Wizen coming right back, but able to pop the ball free as Mills looks to get in on it. Mills after the loose ball Haas watching her. Mills back up with it. Mills looks to get it across to Collins. Pass doesn't connect. That's James. Looks to come up with it. James taking hard into the boards. I haven't seen St. Hilaire in a long time here. As battle along the boards. Calder coming in and watching. And we got the 10 seconds expire in the zone, so it'll be Breakers ball. Collins from the corner. Collins able to come up. Collins shot. Looking short side. Steered aside by Martin. Ball comes loose. Picked up by Coffin. Coffin heading down the floor. Coffin rolls off a check from Duck. Coffin forced to slow it down. Coffin now looking to kill off time. Passes over quickly to James. James rolling back out. James, her shot. That's off a helmet. Now to play, so that'll be Wolves possession. Coach is telling them to use the full 30 seconds. Hovey with the ball. Hovey passes back across for Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen over. Quick shot is a score by Mullen. I believe that's a hat trick tonight for Sophia Mullen. And with under a minute remaining, the Wolves have pulled out to a four-goal lead. It's now 17-13 in this fourth period, as it looks like the Breakers might have ran out of gas here late in this game, late here tonight. But Batchelder wants to prove me wrong. Here we go. Hamilton up with it. Hamilton gets up to Hovey. Hovey fades to the outside. Hovey flips over to Van Bilzen. Van Bilzen coming in. Van Bilzen, quick shot! Score! As Van Bilzen gets it in the one-time slapper from Hayward. There's nothing Heaslip could do on that one, and just like that, the Wolves jump out to a 5-goal lead with just under 38 seconds remaining. And it looks like back to center we go. The Hovey versus Batchelder. Batchelder comes up with the ball for the Breakers, being watched by Hamilton. Batchelder passes across, gets it to London. London trying to get around, can't get around. Van Bilzen. London turns, fires. That goes wide. Van Bilzen picks up the loose ball. Van Bilzen now coming back out as Collins trying to get it back. Van Bilzen. She's going to look to run this out. 6 seconds left as Van Bilzen going to put on a little bit of clinic on the. As she'll roll it in, and the Wolves able to pull out the win in overtime as they trailed for the vast majority of this game, but an overtime win of 18-13, and that's the Wolves will take game one of the best of 5, and we'll head back to Muscatawbet, Eastern Shore on Friday for game 2, and then back to Sackville next week for game 3. Hope everybody had as much fun watching this as we had bringing it to you. Lots of thanks to Maritime Athletic Profiles for the great production. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time, everybody, I'm Larry McVicker. Larry Cherry, as the kids call me. And we look forward to seeing you at the next production of this Wolves Junior A Female Lacrosse. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great night.